What's up guys, Zach Miner here for Rev3 Games, and the NFL season is almost here, which means that it's time to start asking yourself, do I really need to get Madden this year? Let's find out. EA Sports has been saying that Madden 13 represents the most significant upgrade in the generation, and it's kind of hard to disagree. There's been a number of refinements across the board, but the biggest change you'll see on the field is the new real-time physics system. Dubbed the Infinity Engine, the system has changed how almost every hit looks and feels. Bodies move in more realistic ways, players bounce and roll off of collisions, and every tackle feels unique. The days of prepackaged takedowns are over.
They bring him to the turf. For 21, gets the call.
The Infinity Engine not only makes the action on the field look more fresh, but it has gameplay implications as well. Running backs can stumble and regain balance, and an almost made tackle can be broken up by a late assist from a lineman. Weight and momentum have greater importance with the new physics, which you can feel as you try to slip off a tackle with Adrian Peterson or run over a defender with Arian Foster. The effect is that every play and hit feels much less binary than it has in previous years, which is an improvement you can see on both sides of the ball. There's no doubt that the Infinity Engine is a major upgrade, but unfortunately it's not without its problems. You're probably going to see the occasional clipping or glitchy movement, but these tend to fall in the comical physics glitch category more than the game-breaking bug category. Ultimately, it's more than a fair price to pay for a system that makes the game look and feel better, and most importantly, play better.
And that's why it works to perfection.
The Infinity Engine isn't the only change to the core gameplay. The passing game has seen a fair amount of polish as well. As you'll see when you drop back on your first pass, some receiver icons are grayed out, indicating that they're not looking for or expecting a pass. So when you try and hit a receiver running a comeback before he's turned around, the ball will likely bounce off their back. You can still manually make the catch, and it doesn't mean the receiver is open, but the system places a much greater importance on route timing. On top of that, the previous lob, regular bullet pass system has been expanded to support over 25 different pass trajectories. Of course, how well you do this depends on your QB ratings and receivers, but all of these changes alongside more subtle refinements make the passing game feel much more complete and makes a lot of the passing plays much more viable.
He threw it beautifully, right on target, touchdown.
As with every new Madden game, expect to see some visual upgrades as well. You're going to see some HDR lighting effects and dynamic lighting throughout stadiums, and you're also going to notice a lot of nice motion blur and depth of field effects as well. But the biggest change is in the game's presentation. The odd announcing combo of Gus Johnson and Chris Collinsworth has been replaced with CBS stalwarts Jim Nantz and Phil Simms, and with it, the entire game has been reskinned to match CBS's design aesthetics. All the in-game scoreboards and TV graphics packages have been designed to look like a game on CBS, which I actually enjoyed. It goes a long way to make you feel like you're playing a game in the NFL. In fact, the similarities to an NFL broadcast even go so far as to include sponsor mentions. Expect to hear a lot about Papa John's in the first couple weeks of the season.
And today's starting lineups have been brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's Pizza.
Speaking of which, Nantz and Simms, they're not so great. Sometimes they work really well, like when their commentary perfectly matches a game-ending touchdown, but more often than not, their commentary falls into that same sports game pitfall as nearly every other game. After you've played several games, you're going to hear a lot of repeated dialogue, and at some points their calls are just wrong, like when Simms said my QB had tons of time to throw when he was under a blitz, or when he said it was 4th down when I had just made the first. Still, they're a step forward from Gus Johnson and Chris Collinsworth, and I hope that they stick with Madden and can expand their vocabulary in the next couple of years.
You know, we got all these new players, hard to piece it together in a short period of time.
It wasn't the dream team that everybody had talked about going in, was it?
Aside from the Infinity Engine, the biggest new feature in Madden 13 is the Connected Career. This new mode replaces Superstar, Franchise, and Online Franchise modes, and it's mostly an improvement. When you start up the career, you can choose to be a player, which is basically the Superstar mode, or a coach, which is like the old Franchise mode. You can choose from a created player or coach, any active one, or even a legend. Choosing your character, combined with a constant reward of experience points from hitting your weekly or season goals, made it feel a lot like an RPG, and I think it's a step forward for the game's main modes. Of course, Ultimate Team is back with a few small upgrades, and if you liked this mode in the past, you'll probably dig this year's solo challenges, which should get upgraded throughout the season. Madden Moments returns as well, although it's mostly untouched, but considering that this is one of my favorite modes from the last couple years, I am fine with that. The Xbox 360 version has full Kinect voice integration, so if you're cool with shouting at your TV, you'll be able to pull off most of the pre-snap adjustments using only your voice. It might seem a little gimmicky, but calling audibles and adjusting your line could actually save you time compared with digging through menus. You can also call challenges, but unfortunately the challenge system is still pretty much broken. You can only throw challenge flags at certain times and almost never when you want to. It's a complicated problem, but it can be really frustrating in certain situations. Aside from that, and the so-so commentary, I really like this year's Madden. The Infinity Engine is a big jump, and the passing game and AI are better than ever. Combining Superstar and franchise modes was a smart move, and if you play with a lot of friends online, you're definitely going to like the new league features. If you're someone who only gets a Madden game every couple years, I have to say that Madden 13 is the one to get. And if you get it every year, well, you're probably going to buy it anyway, but at least your friends can't dismiss it as a mere roster update. If you like sports games and you're a football fan, I'm giving Madden 13 a buy it. So there you have it. That's what I thought of Madden 13 this year. It comes out for PS3 and 360 on Tuesday, August 28th, with the Wii U version coming whenever the hell the Wii U finally comes out. If you guys have any more questions about the game, be sure to leave them in the comments below. And if you want to see more sports game reviews on Rev3 Games, let me know. I am at Zach Miner on Twitter. Make sure that you are subscribed right here on Rev3 Games, and I'll see you next time.